And there is always the question that humans of today, that we all try to ask and answer, that if we are here alone, and if there is life in other planetary systems, in other forms, to answer these questions, we need to ask abnormal questions, sometimes different from our genetic biological formation, in order to prepare ourselves, to expect the unexpectable. Because the questions you can ask is there any life form, any human life form beyond the womb? Can there be life out of the womb? And how can that be? And you get to ask that, is there any other alternative for there to be life in the biological form, in the human form today, that can be made away from sperm and egg? Another question to ask and answer: can you make life, human life, or life in any form, just by using the sperm itself? Is science still working on that, or can science try to see if by any chance there can be human life, just by one person, male or female by itself? Can the sperm itself produce life? Or the sperm and the egg must be together? Can the egg itself produce life? So the question to ask is, because if finally the egg can produce life, might be there's another form of us that it's different from the way we look. But we have not tried to prove that yet. We have not tried to experiment that yet. And if we are going out there looking for life, that might be like human life. The life might already be here, right? Because the life might not be in human form. It can be in other forms of intelligence, that our human immediate intelligence can still not be able to realize or understand that other species are already here. Because when we do expect to see other species, we are always thinking that they should be humanoid, they should look like us, resemble humans, and have some human characteristics. And maybe it will not be that way. It might be as mega as something we've never seen before. Or it can be microscopic or nano, that we still haven't understand yet. The question equally be asked: are we supposed to develop our intelligence much better in order to interpret other intelligences much better? Because our human intelligence in itself is not sufficient. You can say our intelligence is used against one another. The humans of today sometimes ask ourselves, were there other species away from us? Just like the dinosaurs that got extinct. Maybe some dinosaurs killed themselves. Did we extinct some other species of humans that look like us unknowingly? You take for racism, for example, you get to think how many humans, how many types of, how many beings have racism destroyed? We ask all these questions. And we must answer these questions, right? Because there might have been certain types of humans here, away from the fact that maybe their intelligence was not developed enough. That maybe fellow humans killed them because they thought maybe they were inferior or something, as we do today. And maybe they just killed certain species that was so relevant for their own existence. Just examine that there were some blue-green people and yellow people, and the yellow people may be killed, or the blue people, and along the line the yellow people get to understand that maybe they're existent depending on the blue people that are extinct, then the yellow people in themselves will get extinct. So the extinction of species, can sometimes be within species themselves. And the alien life we're looking out there, maybe those species themselves that destroy themselves. But we need to develop our intelligence, our android intelligence, our artificial intelligence, and our alien intelligence. And we must not preoccupy ourselves asking human questions when looking for intelligent life out there. Because if they are, they're more smarter than us. For our pollutants, our pollutions, and the things we have created in our own universe, our planet, put it that way, that we are trying to escape from it and to look for life somewhere else to destroy, just as we are destroying our own planet. And would they even be able and willing to accept us in this planet or in this verse, or cosmos, beings or existence that we don't know yet? There is life out there. And the assumptions might be that if there is life out there like humans, and assuming that science is right, that humans have been here for billions of years, at least that should have been self-evident, that we should have traces of humans that are like us. There's equally the assumption that nature made it serve for us, for creatures of the earth that are here today, to be just earthly creatures. See, we breathe the air, we eat the food, our organs are designed for the earth. We're from the earth. It would be difficult for us to exist. Can a human being live beyond the oxygen or the hydrogen and the basic elements of life that we need in order to function? Have we advanced our technologies enough? Do we have time to advance those technologies when we have the time to destroy ourselves? We produce things we don't need, preoccupy our intelligence with things of empty futilities, and we live for the wrong reasons. And we procreate. And humans cannot feed themselves, they cannot live for it, they cannot have good, comfortable jobs. So the human species in itself is supposed to be in its infancy and graduating from its primitive human intelligence. We're supposed to be now in our android intelligence and artificial intelligence and alien intelligence. It's when we get to that stage of the alien intelligence that we can better understand alien life or alien life forms better than we do. We should expand our sciences to develop and improve the human lives and fellow human beings. Because the intelligence of the future shall not be designed by the humans of today. It shall be designed by the beings unborn or the beings uncreated. How we advance our intelligence and advance our technologies should be human-oriented. How to develop the human mind, expand human intelligence, and make the human being to be able to live longer in order to experiment better. How we improve and graduate from ourselves, from producing machines of wars and things of destructions and the bombs and the pollutant and toxins that we create, the wasteful consumptions, the things that make the human being to be unhealthy, not to live, a better life or a long-lasting life. We need to be able to tackle all these questions. We need to have better schools, that promote good research, not the vocational intelligence base that we have today. Humans need to be free in their thinking, in their creativity, in their experimentation. But society today is driven by poverty, scarcities, artificialities, that humans are not even able to live properly. They're not safe. They're being gunned down in the streets. So sometimes we need to do more in order to prepare a better future for the kids of tomorrow. Are there life forms beyond us? Of course, yes. Are we intelligent enough to know that? No. Because we have been here for millions and billions of years. We have been distracted by things that don't matter. Sometimes by religion, traditions, and cultures. And the priorities we have in life are mortal. We still need to elevate our minds, towards positive intelligence, infinity intelligence, to make the human being live beyond itself and make its mind able to travel beyond itself. The intangibility of life. To answer the question about realism and materialism. What is and what isn't? Are we the idea or we are the thing itself? If we are the thing itself, then the thing itself is mortal. And if we are the idea, then the idea can transcend the human being. It's a way of thinking. It's a way of learning. It's a way of education. It's a way of living. The crafts we made. What's the purpose? Is it just for commercial purposes? Or to be the first in doing something that's not sustainable? Going to the moon was one thing. After we went to the moon, what happened? We're struggling not to go to the moon. NASA has done a good job, and NASA keep doing a good job. But we should always respect the other countries like China and the EU, and some other countries like Brazil and India. We should be able to tolerate and make space to be space. Don't take warfare into space. We should limit warfare on Earth and keep destroying ourselves on Earth. We should not take warfare, creativities, or inventions that we preoccupy ourselves with. We should not take those things to space. Right? Space should be limited for cosmos research, seeking to know if there's other life beyond our biological life, of which there is. Our intelligence is limited. But each time we go out there in space, we are looking for the wrong thing, for the wrong reasons. We are not there to advance humanity. We are there maybe with the pretense of advancing humanity. But we are driven how to be better than other countries, not for the good of all humanity, but to be number one in something, not for the good of itself, but for the thing that self-destroy. Just as the dinosaur of something extinct the dinosaur. We have been here for billions of years, but still, very few humans have traveled beyond the earth. We're just earth creatures, born to earth, and we stay by our shells till the day we die. The shell is the earth. How many humans you think have gone beyond earth? How many humans have been to space? Outer space is not far away from us. We have been here billions of years. Our intelligence advanced long time ago. Haven't we transcended earth? We're driven by nationalism, by little politics, to customs and traditions that try to limit people for what they look, their skin. Don't you think it'll be so primitive when some other creatures come on earth and discover that the humans, instead of trying to see if there's life beyond their lives, they're busy trying to make each other feel inferior. Either they are oppressing or suppressing their women, of which all of them came from women in the first place. Understanding the womb in itself should be the first key thing. Understanding the life beyond sperm and egg in itself should be very important. Right? Talk about cloning. What are we cloning? Are we cloning ourselves? We talk about artificial intelligence. The artificial intelligence of today is what I call domesticated intelligence or domestic intelligence. It's not intelligence to advance the human phenom or advance the human society or the human mind. They're just robotics created just to assume that what humans do, make sure that the algorithm are racist, sexist, and just to keep society to the way it is. It's not greater goal. Having driverless cars, it's a good idea. Where do we take it? What does it do? How does it help us? We must answer all these questions. But there are humans here with minds that we don't use, with minds that we destroy. Some humans here, they go to terrible schools. They live in squalid conditions. Most humans, we try to imprison them. We're imprisoning minds. The minds should be the things that humans need the most. Every mind matters. Because that's what I call intrinsic individuality. The being of the being is the being itself. Every human being has come to earth with something else to give, with something to contribute. But most of these humans are here. They weren't able to contribute. They were unable to give. Because they are restricted by fellow human beings. That their sole job is to suppress, oppress, and depress, and infuriate. We should be able to get past that. American government is one of the best governments on the human planet that has advanced science the most. We should continue that. The world is moving towards digital technologies and intangibilities. We should be able, either the meta space, the multiverse, or what Zuckerberg calls the metaverse. We should be able to enhance ourselves and our intelligence to go beyond the physicality of things, because the intangibility of things is what shall take us to a better place. You don't need to build a house physically. You can have your house in the metaverse. The idea of being shall transcend the physicality of being. There are many other mediums that we are still not invented yet. We should be able to do that. You can able to teleport. You can able to travel to space without you physically going to space. Or you can sit here and send yourself to go do stuff. Not in a utopia type of thinking, of which utopianism is not a bad idea, because the human being itself, in the mind, is able to create many utopias. Some of it become realistic and some not. But we must be able to push the envelope, to push humanity, to push the mind. We're born here, not to be here. The earth is to the human being, just as the hospital is to the baby itself. And earth is to a chicken, just as an eggshell is in itself. The eggshell to us is the earth. We got hatched from the earth, and there's nowhere else we can go. We're just here. We haven't developed in our planet. We haven't developed our neighbors. We don't develop our community. The human intelligence has not evolved to develop itself. It has evolved to destroy itself. And when they do say they have a breakthrough, you go deep into it, it's nothing. Right? You can see what happened to us with coronavirus. A little virus came to humanity. It tested the earth. Look at how many humans it killed. Humans didn't even have the mask to wear, or the test kits. They didn't believe that the virus was true. They refused that they shouldn't get vaccinated. They're still dying of it. They know they're dying of it, but they just choose not to talk about it. But everyday people die of it. Polio went away. Polio came back. Malaria is still here. Ebola is still here. So there are many things we can solve, that we have the intelligence and the finances to solve. We came to earth with nothing, but nature has given us everything to do the things we want to do with it. We got all the natural resources we want: oil, gold, diamond, bauxite, or everything you think that we don't have yet. Any human intelligence, there is a natural resource that nature has given to us to fulfill it. But what are we doing the most? We are destroying nature. We are toxifying nature. We are destroying the environment. And there is nothing left for future generations to live for. So we must reorient our way of thinking. Science should not be for the few. Harvard should not be for the few. Or Yale, or Cambridge, or Lisbon, or Oxford, or Tsinghua, or Peking. It should be for the masses, the mind. There are many minds here we don't use. Very soon we're going to be 8 billion people on the planet Earth. Most humans don't just use their mind. They can barely live. Their lives are being destroyed for nothing. Smart people don't lead, because they are not in the class that lead. We have created artificial classes. Sometimes the dumbest lead. Sometimes the most cruel lead. And the intelligence, or the intelligent ones, they are barely known. It took time for Einstein to come here. He ran away from the Germans and Hitler. It took time for Nikola Tesla to come here. Ran away from poverty and hardship. Look at Elon Musk. He's an African, born in Africa. They could not have it in South Africa. But it's here in America. He's changing the world. He's changing the world. We should help him do that. We should have more kids like that. Look at Steve Jobs. Look at what he did. We should encourage kids like that. Something called 5G technology. We refuse it, we'll be left behind. 6G is coming, so we'll be 12G. Where are we taking the world? Quantum computer is here. Quantum computerization, nanotechnology, supercomputers, enhanced robotics, semiconductorization. That's a new civilization. It's a new way of thinking. It's not fighting wars and killing one another. There's no proof to that. The First World War did not prove anything. The Second World War did not prove anything. It's not a third world that will prove something. It just destroys humans. It destroys minds. Minds is what we need. The human being is a mind. The God in the human is the mind. Without the mind, nothing was made. There's something in front of you called the mind. Think what nature did. Look at the human mind. The mother of the mind is the brain. See where the brain is? Anatomically. Look at the brain, look at the skull. Look at the brain tissue and the brain matter. You think nature was stupid? That's the most complicated thing on the human body. Created a skull so hard that whatever happened to that mind and that brain, it should be saved. That brain is given today. What are you doing with it? What do we do with our brains? Some humans live there, they have no minds. They don't even know they have a mind. They're not even given the opportunity to even think they have a mind. They are intoxicated with drugs, with alcohol, with stress, with anger, with misinformation, with disinformation, with malinformation, half truth, with propaganda, with toxicity of the minds. Humans are preventing themselves from becoming themselves because humans are the best thing that nature created. Nature itself depends on humans. We're going to search around the world. We're going to search around our planet. We're going to search above the skies. We're going to go into outer space, into deep space. And we shall still discover that that which we are looking for is already here. The mystic of the being is in this mind right here. In your mind. In every mind, born and unborn. But we are preventing ourselves from becoming the best of the best of all. The human being is born for the multiverse. The multiverse. You're born here to purify yourself from ignorance. Seek higher intelligence. Once you get the higher intelligence, you seek positive intelligence. The positive intelligence is exponentiated to purify itself from negative causalities. Once you attain that purified stage, at that stage, you shall seek multiversal intelligence and infinity intelligence. From that stage, a human being shall stop from being a human, intelligent being, but an alien, intelligent being. In that alienism of the human mind and the human being, it's that mind needed to know much about the cosmos shall take us to the multiverse. It's in the multiverse of things where the human being shall live with infinity, intelligence of existentiality that shall live to live. And death becomes something of the past, and mortality becomes something of the past. The human being is a dualistic being, even though some philosophers and some scientists don't accept it. Your physical formation is a physical body. That physical body, it's mortal. You're going to die. It's meant to die and decompose and become part of the earth and grow in other forms. That's the earth. The human being itself, the mind, is what shall live. The things you do, the things we do. The existentiality in the human being in itself is the mind. The mind always tells you that it's not enough. The mind starts telling you when the body is tired, and the mind is begging for you that this body gonna die. I want to leave. Do something. Create something. Invent something. Create new knowledge. Create new intelligent forms. Because I want to live. One mind plus another mind plus another mind replicates further minds, and those minds exponentiate to other intelligent minds. We need the quantumization of minds, because one mind is better than two minds are better than one. Don't you think? The minds shall transcend nationality, shall transcend race or gender, because human beings are still in their primitive forms. They still don't accept that they are humans, or that other humans are humans. They are still fighting within their genders, that one gender is better than the others. So humans are still in the civilization that's fighting itself. We should be able now to evolve, to know that one thing that a human being is, that many other creatures are not. That a human being is a mind, and a human being is an intelligence, the seed of intelligence, the seed of the omni-greatest designer. You can be what you are here. Remember that. We shall sail beyond the earth. We shall sail beyond our universe. It shall not be maybe in our time, but we shall produce and procure and facilitate the furtherance of space intelligence. What is life if it's all to live and die on this earth? Then why do you live in the first place? What did the founding fathers fight for? JFK tell us to go to the moon. That was the greatest thing in modern science, modern astronomical science, since Galileo. Now we have the Webb telescope and many countries building space stations. What will we do with it? Is it just a particular country? Why are humans so consumed with limitations of themselves? Why is it we still see ourselves by the race, by the gender, by the nationality, while we're caught up in our physical formation when we know the human being itself is the mind? The mind is an essence that is superior to the physicality of your being. The multiverse is there. So is the universe. Space. Space. We seek to know. We seek to know. We seek to know. Admire knowledge. Admire learning. Don't make it to be difficult for a kid to learn. Don't make it to be difficult for people to go to school. Don't waste the life and lives of kids with junk education. What do they do with junk education? You can see this world, just one person have it all, and the others they don't. But every day, everybody goes to school. Everywhere I go, early in the morning, I see parents struggling to put their kids on the bus, taking them to school, and I ask myself, what school are they going to? What are they learning in that school? How does school help that kid? How does school help the community? How that kid help America? How that helps our universe? Think about that. When you build schools, create curriculum, and send kids to school, don't mess up their future. Most people go to school, after school, they got nothing to do with it. They got debt because they got garbage education. Garbage education that they don't need. Teach kids to teach themselves. Teach education of the future. It's all in the sciences. It's all in the technologies. It's all in the mind. The philosophy of mind. The philosophy of thought. The science and technologies of the future should not be restricted to one particular group of people. That happened before. It took humanity nowhere. We are stuck because of racism and sexism and bigotry. Think about what these three things have done to the world. Think about what it's still doing today. Are there more institutions still meant to protect all these things? We should get past that. America needs a new form of patriotism. The mind, intelligence, patriotism. We need more Elon Musk. As was the time of Isaac. Vice laureates. Those are the people that take humanity to a different place. I admire those people. I can kneel before them. I can bow to them. I worship intelligence, not ignorance. I worship good people, not bad people. I worship those who live to do good, those who live to advance humanity in their own little ways, those who create resources and outlets for humans to find themselves and take us to a better place. We're not supposed to be living on this earth right now. We're supposed to be voyaging into different planetary systems and going for shopping somewhere, right? We're supposed to be vacationing now somewhere else because we have created those universes because we have been to it and sailed to it. But look at where we are. We are stuck on earth like a prison. So we are fighting and killing ourselves. There's no better prisoner. All of us are prisoners. Right? It's like one slave telling the other slave that I'm better than you. No, you're a slave. Or one impoverished person telling another impoverished person I'm better than you. Now you're impoverished. Or one ignorant person telling another ignorant person I'm better than you. Now you're ignorant. We can be better. We have to think here, this mind here that God has given to us, that nature has given to us, that our parents have given to us, that the world has given to us, to be better, to do better. Education is supposed to be oriented towards the mind. The smartest human being on earth is still able to use just 1% of the intelligence. The mystic of the being is in the mind. The magic of humanity is in the mind. Develop the minds. The Webb telescope is a new thing. I love it. I love the Webb telescope. You see those pictures? It's beautiful. I wish I was there to see it. I can only do my best in my own creativity, in my own artistry. Those illusions that we create, we should believe in it. Education should be about the mind and mind. One group of philosophers say the human being is born good, society make them bad. Another group, I don't want to call names, says humans are born terrible, society is supposed to make them better. And I say the human being is born with a mind, a seed of intelligence. If we develop it, it will give us all the things we want. I'm driving this Tesla car because it's the mind of somebody. Right? You see the plane flies. Think about the Wright brothers. Think about the computers when they started. Right? You could not search anything until Tim Berners-Lee came about. Think about the blue box. See where we started. The technologies of today just meant to further consumptions. It's not to advance the human intelligence. It's to create addiction and dependency. Shame on those people who do those things. Everything we produce today should be able to advance the mind. We are in the race for time to advance the human mind. As there will be few intelligent people on us to take care of us, when more diseases like coronavirus come, or some other things we don't know in the future, we should have the time here to develop ourselves. The kids, we should develop them. Our schools are garbages. Sorry to say that. We know that. That's why we see all this poverty. And people are like the good people in the world, where they have ignorant, vague education. and they take all this debt to go to school. They are crippled by the debt. And when they finish from those schools, what did they do? Where did they go? What job do they have? What skills do they have? To answer the question, if there's life beyond our horizon, we should ask the question first. Did we develop ourselves? Did we improve our minds? Yes, because there is life beyond our spheres. I speak with passion because I believe in it. I believe in you. I believe in the future. I believe that we are here to make the world a better place. We should not stop ourselves because nothing is stopping us. There's one guy I admire when he talks about space and astrophysics. The guy's good. I'm not good at remembering names. But I think one of his names are Dyson. I think so. Listen to him when he talks. Encouraged by what he says. He's passionate. He believes in it. We should create more minds like that. It'd be shameful for NASA that when Elon Musk asked them something and they say we don't have it because the government, we got a lot of money. No. It comes time to fight a war. We can spend billions upon billions upon billions upon billions upon billions upon billions until we get to trillions. Nothing wrong with that. Because we need to have defense necessary to protect our people and us. But if we can spend on one thing, that good. We can spend on other things, that good. Education of the mind.